Hello everyone there. I'm pleased to see you all back again here. It's my subsequent second video of today, and I just made home from outside. It's pretty cold out there, and I wouldn't call it like very harsh cold, but it's around 0 degrees, but it feels like slightly lower, like I don't know, maybe 2 degrees below zero, and actually it's not a point. As always. Okay, let's commence. And what happened? Actually, I had a nice like strolling along our vicinities, and I was alone for the most part of that time. And actually, I visited my, I don't know the name of these kind of relationships. See, I'm a godfather of one of her sons. I guess it might be called like, I don't know, maybe friend-in-law, law, or sister-in-law, but definitely it's not a sister-in-law, but it's like very close friend who almost became like a relative, you know. I might call it like, I don't know the definition in English. I didn't check it yet, but I'm gonna check after having commenced my video. And anyways, I would call it like, without knowing that, I would call it like probably friend friend-in-law. It might sound ridiculous to natives, I know, but I'm kind of keen on figuring out new names and new words by knowing only like separate definitions, let's say know the one word and I know the second meaning, and I don't know the new word I wanna spell, I wanna pronounce, and I just by having my own experience of making things together, and how those words should be composed. Just I'm just about to figure out the new way of creating new words. You know what I'm saying? By adding the first part of the word to the ending of the word, that could mean slightly different materials. You know, and let's say I don't know what I figured out recently. I figured out the word unacceptable and or unacceptable, or it was like imperceivable or unperceivable, and some native guy corrected me in a way like he was like unperceivable instead of what I said, imperceivable. But it was clear for us both, you know. I adore that thing of creating things, you know. I'm very keen on that, especially as concerns my English learning thing, you know. And back again to the track that I wanted to reveal here in front of you now. And let's say, I don't know, maybe this video I wanna speak a lot, and probably this video won't be too short, although we'll see if it happens anyways. So getting back to the track, I created kind of three things in my mind that I wanna speak about. The third point, because I came unprepared as always, but I still have kind of tiny threads in my mind what to follow. You know, in order to speak, you should have something in your mind. Without having those, you can't speak at all. I'm telling you. Just check it with your native language, and you might be relate to what I'm saying right now. Yeah. And anyhow, let's proceed with the first thing I prepared for today's second video. And for the first thing, we have here my visit to my friend. Let's call her this name. Let's call her friend-in-law. I will check it, I promise. And I visited her place, and she was very pleased to see me back again, and she made me kind of this pretty nice and cool haircut. You see my beautiful face again for the second time, and during this daytime, you know what I'm saying. And you haven't had your time to miss me, I know, but still here I am, like I promised you, like I warned you. Be aware of my current batch of my ramblings. I'll be very harsh in today's video, because I have kind of craving desire to speak like I'm just like a maniac, you know, like I'm a junkie craving for the next injection, with having a syringe in my head, and intending to give myself a current like injection of my English, you know what I'm saying? And what I was about, okay, I've got sidetracked again. Oh, okay, back to the visit to my friend's place. She was extremely pleased, and while giving me this pretty nice haircut, we were having a pretty nice banter with each other. Excuse me for slightest stumbling here. And she was making me a pretty nice haircut. And while having this session of cutting my hair, we were also having pretty nice banter and even with the mocking each other in ways. You know, we we know each other backgrounds very deeply, and we were reminiscing our like things which were related to our previous I should say even lifetimes in a way, you know, not even just our entire being here or not, but previous periods of our lives. If you might relate to what I'm speaking, you might be related here. If you are above of the age like let's say 30, you might relate to what I'm saying right now, yeah. And guys, we were mocking each other and I don't know, having a nice time. And okay, what else? After having my pretty good visit to my friend's place, I was near my home through the nicest vicinities of our neighborhoods, and I was strolling along the local pond, and I was visiting also local ducks on that pond. They were sitting there and nothing doing as always, and even keeping silent until I come to them. And after that, they started like they were like, "Eh, eh, eh, eh," and I began to mocker them in response, and trying to tease them by doing this. Say, eh, say but the thing was they didn't fall for it, and they made no sounds about that. They were completely silent, and that was very disappointed point for me, you know, because I wanted them to speak some words, duck's words, you know, like quack quack quack, and they were silent as I told you. So okay, I love all the living creatures on our pond, on any other like rivers, lakes, seas, and any other flying creatures, digging creatures, like walking creatures, like whatever you would call it. I love them all, and I am so peaceful creature. Always. I'm 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 always like kind of peaceful creature. That's the thing I wanted to say you, and I have said that eventually. I'm very peaceful. I'm very frank sometimes. If I feel like I wanna be very frank with some people, you know, it depends on people mostly. Mostly it depends, you know. And as always, I also spotted that some areas in our ponds were without ice. I mean, there was open water without any ice, and those ducks were crowding there and gathering there, and they were bunched up and trying to uh, trying to sail there like a small ships, and with even proud of doing that, you know what I'm saying? Like silently, they were floating or swimming around that iceless spot, and staring at me with their moist eyes. You know what I'm saying? Moist means slightly wet. That's the native word that I learned recently. I like words, but most of all I like phrases, because native speakers, they speak with the phrases, not with words. In order to become fluent at any language, to be specific in English, you should compose your speech with trying to speak with phrases, with using phrases, as I did previously. And now I'm trying to combine all other possible approaches to make my speech more fluent, more free, more like unconstrained, not to be constrained or held back by something. You know what I'm saying? And what would be for the third point? Actually, for the third point, on my way home, I figure out the subject to speak about. I wanted to continue my session of describing things. If you might take interest in that, you might follow what I'm going to do right now. See, I have to pick up a random item in my apartment and try to describe it. I don't know, whatever it would be. Let's like let's let me give me a couple of seconds here. I'll be back just right now. I des I decided to pick up this item. It's it's if you might see, it's a sphinx. It's sphinx. It's a figure of sphinx made of some yellowish material. It's kind of unknown metal, and the metal itself covered with the yellowish layer of some uh, god godlike substance. I don't know. It's kind of another metal. Might be that way. I don't know in particularities. And I should be probably uh, more specific about that, but I don't know any particular area about those materials. What would it be made of? I mean the upper part of that material, the goldish-like one, and anyways, it's perched on the some kind of, I mean, the sphinx itself is perched on the top of some kind of woodish platform. It's made of wool, I mean the platform, and it's reddish brown, I should say. It has kind of very sophisticated and very like wooden like structure. If you take a closer look, you may see it on your own eyes, what I'm saying right now. It's kind of, it has very like, I don't know if it's seen on the camera, it has very like wood-like structure, you know what I'm saying, and on the bottom it has very plain and very opposite structure like, I don't know, plain plain, I don't know, plain thin wooden-like material, let's call it this way. Like, I knew the definition, but I forgot the word, like oh my god, oh my god, it's not, anyways, it's not the thing that I wanted to recollect. It's not that at all. So let's commence without stumbling and getting stuck here for some reason. I don't know why. Just as it goes, okay? See, we have a very, like, I don't know, golden like screw here, screwed into the wooden platform, and the platform itself like rectangle shaped, as you might see very clearly. And I recollected the word. The word was veneer. I don't know if it's veneer. You might correct me if I'm wrong. I guess it would be. It can be kind of veneer. If you may say, if you might know what I'm speaking right now. Veneer is kind of very thin layer of some wooden-like material that covers other like entire thing that probably made of wood. You know what I'm saying? And back again to this sculpture, and I want to give you like slightest background of where I got this item. This item was gotten by me while being to Egypt in the year of 2003, and I was very surprised and very startled even when I saw this item for the very first time, and I picked it up at once after having a closer look at that, because it appealed appealed to me very deeply, and it goes without saying, it's very sophisticated piece of art is for me in all the ways. In all the ways it has very specific and very structured shape, and you might just consider this item from many standpoints, like from historical standpoint, from from physics related standpoint, from your artistic touch standpoint, from your I don't know, from your um, just regular human being standpoint, as you might consider these from any standpoint you want. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And back again, it's made of mostly from two kinds of materials like wood and some kind of metal. And you may see also like kind of pyramid that stands behind the lion kind of creature, like sphinx. And the pyramid is made very perfectly and in a flawless way. It has very very straight and very I should say very plain and very strong like sides, which meet together on the very bottom of this pyramid. And this kind of top, I've been myself there. I mean on the entire pyramid, like Giza pyramid. I've been there, not on the top, but standing close to the side of this pyramid, and even going down there in that room that's situated in the below the bottom side of that pyramid. There was a room like, I don't know, maybe 20 square meters, and I was there, and I was like standing there and doing this. Oh, where I am now, where is the way out of here? And eventually I got out, and that was very specific moment for my life. For my entire life, I memorized that stuff very deeply. And okay, guys, let's get it out of the way, and let's just wrap it up in order not to be completely stupid here, because I know I am stupid, but not to run too much for this particular session of self-recording. And taking into account that's my second session of today. That's enough for today. Let it be suffice. And as always, I promise to be with you in a short while, and we'll see if it happens. I think so. I hope so. See you all. Take care. Bye.